What are your salary expectations? Well, for this current job that I'm applying for, the position is very different from any previous work experience I have had. So I definitely say we'd have to talk over the expectations of what to expect from the job before I'd be able to give a range of what to expect. What is one of your weaknesses or areas for improvement? One of my weaknesses would just be my lack of experience in the animation field. Even though I have experience with other jobs, none of them are really in my required field, but I'm currently working on improving that by applying for other internships and jobs where I can get that lacking experience. Tell me about your leadership style. I'd have to say my leadership style would be one where you definitely make sure to maintain the rules and codes of the company to the trainees or whoever you're leading, while also making it a fun work environment. A fun work environment makes it comfortable for those under you and also makes it a much more fun place to work in. So it makes it a lot better kind of work environment for both you as a leader and those who are following you. Describe an ideal work environment. An ideal work environment for me would be one where I'd be able to work with a team. I love being able to bounce ideas off of one another, being able to support each other. It's a great way to not only be able to enjoy the project, but also get it done in a very efficient manner. What do you wish you had accomplished at your last or current job that you're unable to do? One thing that I wish I could have accomplished would simply be to get more connections in my animation field. Because my current job is in the food industry, there's not very many connections in my actual field. Even though I've been able to get some great connections in the Disney company, it does lack actual experience and connections for the actual animation field. How do you feel your birth order affected your development? I actually think that birth order plays a very key factor in somebody's upcoming. There's many studies about how the first child, which is what I am, can often be the most responsible, because when they're first born, there's no other children that the parents have to focus on. They get entirely all of the parents' attention, and it often means that the child gets much better upbringing. They know to follow the rules much stricter than typically the younger children that follow them. So I think that my birth order had a very major impact on how I was. You can see that my youngest sister is obviously very different from me. It's pretty clear when it comes through in the birth order. Do you prefer that your client give you quite specific ideas or leave the entire design process up to you, and why? I think that it's good to have a nice balance of a client giving you what they want and also leaving some room for you to improve upon it. Because if they just give you a clean slate with nothing to work on, it can often be a little bit hard to get started. If they give you something to start on, then you can take that starting point and build it up to be something that you believe to be much better. If at the end point your views are different from the client's, then you can always go back and rework it, sometimes start over. Either way, I think that having some freedom but also some restrictions is a good way to go. How do you start the creative process? I always start my creative process by understanding what is needed of me. I always look very clearly over what is expected, what I need to put in there, and then I start planning out what I think should be in there. I'll start putting some layouts, maybe draw out some sketches, start brainstorming what I believe needs to be done before I start working on final copy. Do you have someone you look up to, and why? A big person that I look up to would definitely be Walt Disney. I've read several biographies by Walt Disney, and he's done so many amazing things in his life. He's come over so many struggles. He's never had it easy, yet he's always done so much to make his company great, and he's made history in so many ways. Nobody will ever forget the name of Walt Disney. Describe a conflict with a boss or professor and explain how you worked to resolve it. I cannot think of any major conflict I have ever had with a boss or professor, but I do know that I'm the kind of person who, whenever a conflict does arise, I try to resolve it in the most calmly and orderly fashion. I always try to understand that I have my own views and the opposing side has their own views. I try to understand that we each come from very different places, and I try to resolve the conflict in the most calm and orderly way as possible.